I swear to the good Lord, this is not happening to me today. I was going to do something, but technology is not playing nice in the sandbox with me today. I had set up a camera so that I didn't have to move the angles for my other cameras. And it's not being recognized over here in StreamYard today. So I'm not real sure exactly where to go with this. I can flip over to other cameras, but they are not turned on. So if you guys will hold with me a minute, we'll see if we can't figure that out. Sorry, I can either, you can hang on with me for a few minutes or we can come back another day. So, but let's just, y'all get to see me in my shorts and I'll flip to different cameras. Let's see if we can turn them all on. No. Do have to plug it into the wall. Oy. I plugged everything off, but turned everything off because we had storms. All right. Why are you not turning it on? Aha. I see movement. Do I see movement on that one? Okay. Let's see. Now, StreamYard's got, this has got it plugged in. Why are you not turned on? Huh. Which one? You're plugged in. You should be turned on. There we go. Maybe. I don't know which camera switch. Okay. All right, guys. I think, let's see if this is going to play nice in the sandbox with us. And let's see if we can go to Black Magic and turn on some cameras. Which one's going to be which? They got to be turned on first, don't they? Where's the remote control? I'll be darned. No, wrong remote. Okay, this is not going to be happy today. It does not play happy in the sandbox. All right. While I'm trying to figure this out, we'll come back to this camera. And I'll find some batteries to stick in this remote, which will work. Because I don't know what I did with the other remote. Oh, I see it. I just love it when I have a good day. Okay. How are some cameras on? You're red, white, and blue. We don't want you. We want one or two. Power. Okay. Power. All right, guys. We are about to get it, I think. Normally, I would have all of my angles set up for you. You wouldn't get to see my mess in the background. But hey, today is one of those days you get to see it all. It is what it is, right? So let's see if we can get this camera to play nice in the sandbox and go where we want it to go. Rotate. Actually, we want it to go over there. I may have to move something out of its way. Now let's go to camera 2 and see if we can get it to go the direction we want it to go. Let's turn it on. Oh, it has to be plugged in yet. Okay. All right. My connection is the connection between a scan and cut and either a Stellaire 2 a Luminaire 3, or actually a Luminaire, either 1, 2, or 3, and an Avenir. Those are the 3 machines that can do it. It allows them to talk wirelessly to each other. Lord have mercy. And it's warm in this room. So, power. I know you're on. Howdy darn. Your camera too. Well, I'm getting close. Haha. Lucky dog. Now, okay, so you haven't missed a thing. I'm having technology challenges today. So that one's moving around, and that means it should be able to go over to, let's go to camera 2. Play nice in the sandbox. Maybe it's 3. It is 2. Oh, that one I didn't want to go doing anything. All right, now. There it goes. Okay, so I think I'm going to be able to get there. Now, let me change cameras and we'll talk about it. This has been, everybody has problems with this, and oops, let's see here if we can change the settings to where it is the correct orientation. There we go. Now, let's zoom in on my mess. And go the right, we got to go the right direction. And I'll just angle my screen towards you. Because I do have a mess over there today. Let's see here if we can get it to focus. There we go. All right, guys, that's probably the best I'm going to get. So let me switch microphones and make sure y'all can hear me. All right, can you hear me? It looks like you can. Sweet. All right, now we'll go do it. The first thing you have to do is get the little card that comes in your scan and cut box out. Let me see if I still have mine. Mine only had one code, so I may not have kept it, but I'll look and see. Oh, it did. All right. They all come with 3 codes these days. You're going to see me step in front of you. Oops. I can get this out of the way because it's not working. All right, guys. So this is the little code that comes with the box. I'll just go this way. Okay. Inside it, you'll see a little code. Down here, you should have 3 if you've recently purchased yours. If you purchased it a long time ago, when they first came out, you only have 1, but you can call customer service and they will help you out. Okay. The first thing you have to do is go into your settings and go to page 7. Doesn't matter what machine it is, you're going to look for your activation. On the Luminaire, it is page 7. I think on the Avenir, it's page 7. I don't know on the Stellaire, okay? You're going to see a thing called Scan and Cut My Connection, and you're going to tap on that to activate it. And that's where you'll put in this code, all right? Once that is done, you will have a check mark next to My Connection, all right? Now, then you're going to go to the last page of your settings until you see this little area right here. If it's in the most current update, it will say ArtSpira My Connection. It doesn't matter if you connect this to ArtSpira or if you connect it to the Scan and Cut, to Canvas Workspace. Either one will work, but whatever you do on this machine, you have to do on the Scan and Cut machine. So if you're going to use ArtSpira, you may as well register it there. So you touch change. And this is the number that we're looking at, okay? So I'm going to go grab my tablet and we'll share that screen. Okay, let's see here. Let me go to Reflector. Actually, let's just do it on. All right, screen share. While I'm doing this, I'm going to get the little clippy thing for my microphone. I had to take it off the other day. Come on, screen mirror. Play nice in the sandbox. There we go. All right. Okay, guys, can y'all see my iPad? Yes, it looks like you can. All right, let's turn off the little, we don't need a frame on it. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to tap this and we are going to go into our Artspira app. Okay. Let's see if I can get these side by side so you can see both of them. Oops, nope, that didn't work. How about like that? There we go. Okay, so down at the bottom, I'm going to go to settings. Why is that doing that? Hold on. Okay. This is, let's go home. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to touch settings, or at the top corner, you can say, let's set up your device to start creating. Either one will take you into where you want to go. All right. So I'm going to tap, I'm going to delete Rhoda because that's who we're about to add back in. Okay. So we'll delete her and we will tap this one and we'll delete it too because I'm not sure which scan and cut it is either. So we can only have 4 machines connected at one time, and that's every combination of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right there. And we'll go over to our machine and we're going to first say connect the embroidery machine. So I'm going to tap connect and I'm going to choose wireless LAN model and we're going to follow the on-screen instructions. So if we touch here down at the bottom, right here, we're going to pop that number in. So mine's 4771919. Oops. 19552. You don't have to put in the dash. It will automatically do it for you if I put all my numbers in right. I've got one too many sevens. 1 9 1 9. There we go. You'll know it's right because it'll give you that little dash. So we're going to go ahead and say next, and we're going to type in that PIN code. And I'm going to say okay, and say okay again. And on my tablet, I will say next. And there we go. I'm in my connection here. Okay. So that one's good. We're ready for it. Now let me see if I can get the other camera set up for the other angle, which would be camera number 1. And where's my remote control? It's upside down. We want it to go up. Other way. Oh, we do have to hit the right one. There we go. Now let's zoom in. And go over. Which way are we going? Wrong way. Y'all get to see the whole mess of my room. What a joy. Okay, and I have a camera in the way, so I'm going to move it over. I had it set up totally for another camera, and I had it all ready. It just didn't like me when I got in here. All right, let's try this again. Over this way, look, wrong way. There we go. Now we can zoom in. All right, let's get focused. There we go. Focus, people, focus. All right.
That looks good. We're going to say auto and then hit manual so that I don't mess it up. Now we're going to tap this little screen. Okay, we ready? Now, on our scan and cut, you're going to go into your settings. And yes, there's an update available for me. Both my machines have updates. Actually, all my machines have updates, and I haven't done them. I'm going to go to the last page. Can y'all see that, or have I got a light too bright? Looks like I have a light too bright over the top of it. Hold tight. Which one's the lights? Is that any better? Not really. So let's see if we can angle it a different way. No. If I turn that off, I'm going to turn off a camera. I don't want to turn off a camera. So, well, I have another idea. There we go. Okay. Positioning. It's all about positioning. So we're going to go, I went to the last page. We're going to back up and we're going to go to where you see machine registration. So that's back up one page. And we're going to tap that. And we're going to touch change. This is what I do when I go to everybody else's place. This is my machine number. So I'm going to go back into my settings and I'm going to go to machine settings and we are going to connect a cutting machine this time. Connect. Next. And we are going to type in our number. So that is 380-14170-614. Both mine end in 4. Isn't that interesting? All right. So we're going to say okay. And we're going to tap in the PIN code that it tells me. And we'll say okay. And we'll say okay again. And now both my machines are specified and I am ready to go. So what does that mean? We got to get back out and say, okay. On the left-hand side of a 325 or a 330D, you will see a button called My Connection. If you touch My Connection, you can send built-in content besides Disney to your My Design Center. Now, I've got a lot of videos. Heather and I did quite a few of these in the education connection. So you should be able to find some of those there. But let's come in here and say, I want to grab a logo. I'm going to go down here and we'll say, oh, let's do a door. And I'm going to set it. So you'll notice that you have a blacked out area over here, grayed out, blacked out, whatever you want to call it. That is your hoop. Those are your hoop parameters. So that is the 10 5/8 by 16 currently. I believe the Avenir gave us an update, which is the update my machine wants. So I'm going to go ahead and touch edit. I'm going to do object edit. It is best to resize this here if you're wanting to go way bigger. So now I can touch resize and we can make it a whole lot bigger here than we will be able to make it at the Luminaire initially. So just so long as I'm still in my area, and I'm not, so I need to back it down a little bit. And let's see if we are totally in the area. We are. All right, so that's good. And now I am ready to send this to my Luminaire or Avenir or Stellaire. We'll touch transfer and it will send it on its way. And while it's doing that, let's see here what we've got going. We're still, it looks like I'm still okay. So now let's flip back over here. And we're still on the right screen. Awesome. So here we go. So we're connected. We're going to go ahead and say okay. And I'm going to go into my design center. I have a frame showing up. I don't need that. That was for me on a project that I was working on. All that does is give me the parameters of the area that I'm working on. It does nothing else for me. Okay. So it doesn't tell my machine what hoop I'm using. It's not going to stop me from doing anything. It's telling me what I'm using. I'm going to touch the scan and cut machine and it'll give it a second and it's going to pop up that file. There it is. We'll touch OK. And there's my file. So now I can come in and I can fill the area. I have an embroidery design. I could put a decorative fill in there. You can do all kinds of things, whatever you want to do. You can come in and change the outline to a different style stitch. If you want to turn the outline off, this is the place to do it because you can't do it on the next step. I'm going to go ahead and leave my outline at this because if I do it on the next step, then it will link all of my outlines and I don't have to go tap on the insides of things. So we'll go ahead and touch next. And then if I want to change any settings, so I'm going to go to my black, the outline, and I'll touch link, and then I can change all of those outlines at one time. So if I want to do a triple stitch around it, I can tap triple stitch and it will go around it. If I don't care, it doesn't matter. If you want a satin stitch outline, you can go with a satin stitch outline, but that gives you all of them at one time. And we'll touch set. All right, so let me turn off my background image. There we go. Okay, so here's my file. I can embroider it out like this if I want. If I want to play and do something else with it, that applique key, the My Connection gave you a special key that pops up now under your applique key. If you touch that, you now have applique patch for select colors. Tap that and choose your red and your black. We're just going to turn the whole thing into one. And we'll touch next. And you want it, you can choose a light zigzag or a satin stitch. We're going to see what it does here for us. We'll touch preview. So that just went around the outside edge. If I touch this one, it should do both outsides and insides if it can. So it's telling me I've got a width too wide. So let's narrow that zigzag stitch down a little bit. And let's see if it likes it now. There you go. So now if I did just a little light zigzag, it works. And that's actually a very cool stitch. If you wanted to turn any stitches back on, you can do that here by tapping it and turning it on. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to touch OK and I'm done. I have an embroidery design with an applique. So if I want to send it to my scan and cut to cut now, since it's done its thing with embroidery, we can go ahead and touch memory. And I highly suggest you go the opposite direction. Transfer it to your scan and cut machine. That way you know your pieces are going to actually fit your applique because it has made it to the size it's supposed to be. Now, I'm going to go back to the scan and cut. And we'll choose My Connection again. This time you're retrieving from your wireless LAN device. And you'll choose the applique key. There it is. Touch OK and set. It's telling me there's not enough mat space on my mat. So let's go into our settings and let's change our cut area to the bigger mat. Now I've got a 24-inch mat set and it should work. There you go. So now you're ready to cut on a 24-inch mat, and that's the way it worked, okay? So hopefully that gives you a little, ooh, hello, that's a little blurry. Sorry about that. Let's see here. I'll do that again so that y'all can see it. You're going to go over to My Connection, tap it, retrieve. Wireless LAN device. And you're going to choose the badge. That is your applique key. And just say OK because there's only that one piece and set it. I changed to the 12 by 24 inch mat. So that was if that was in the previous screen under settings, and right here, you can pick them between the two mats. All right. And then you're ready to cut. But that's the way the two work together. So I'm going to come back over here and we are going to change cameras. All right. So let's go here. Let's see here. I wish they would let us put more machines on Artspira. I have to take them on and off, but I do it all the time and it just becomes second nature. No, Becky, it works with a 325 and a 330D. Those are the only two scan and cuts that my connection works for. Okay. Yes, there is a 1.08 available for the Avenir. It went out last week or the week before, I do believe. Okay. Amanda, you would like to share a shirt you made with HTV and sublimation and blocked vinyl. You can do that you can do it in the group called the Education Connection, or you can send it to me and I will share it here on the screen. So that's up to you, however you would like to do it. Okay. So did that help a little bit? There are a few other things in there, but if you go into the group, the Facebook group, the Education Connection, you will see the other little intricacies about how to send things back and forth and what all you can do with it. Heather and I did a really good job, if I do say so myself, on covering every aspect of the My Connection function. We just didn't walk you through the setting it up, I don't think. It's been so long since we did that I don't remember. But hopefully that helps. Now, like I said, I don't have to use Artspira in order to do the My Connection. If you are not an Artspira person, you don't want the app on your phone, you have no desire to do any of that, you can connect the two machines with Canvas Workspace. So give me just a second once mine opens up. If I can remember what my login is. There we go. Evidently, I typed too fast the first time. Okay. Pull it over here and make it bigger, and we'll share our screen. Okay. So now, here in Canvas Workspace, if you go under Help and you do Account Settings, come on, play nice in the sandbox with me today. Sometimes my firewall just decides it's going to play ugly, and that's what it's doing today. So Account Settings, Help, Account Settings, Machine Registration. You can register your scan and cut and your sewing machine here. So if you prefer to do it in Canvas Workspace, you can do it in Canvas Workspace. Now, if you have linked your Canvas Workspace to your Artspira, they will all connect up, okay? And that I highly suggest, if you're going to use both Canvas Workspace and Artspira, that you link those accounts. And where do you link them? I guess that would be a good place to talk as well. Let's see here. Select window or screen. Let's go to reflector again. So where do I connect them? If I go into my account, which is C Hogan 1 here, do you see where it says brother account linked? Let me come over here. Brother account is linked. My Canvas Workspace is linked. If yours says unlinked, then tap that and link it. Okay. So that will, once you do that, everything will talk to each other. Make sense? Okay. Let me see if there are some other questions. No. So let's see here. All right. There is another question. Let me find it. And I will download it. So let's see here. Okay, coming back over here. All righty, gang. Let me go to present and we'll share a screen again. Okay. Now I'm going to get out of this. We'll move it out of the way. Let's just delete. We'll just stop sharing. Okay. So we're in Canvas Workspace. This is a Canvas Workspace question. I'm going to touch the file open because she sent me her Canvas Workspace project file. So I'm going to go ahead and touch open. And we're going to go into my downloads because I just downloaded it to my downloads. And here we go. Now, she wants to cut this. What's not going to cut is this, because this is a line. Regardless of whether you made it 8 points or not, it'll cut, but it's just going to cut a thin sliver of a line. Okay. This right here, you can't make that work. I know that. Let me flip this over so you guys can see what she's trying to say here. And I get it. This you could draw, but you're not going to be able to cut it like that. So what you would have to do is make different segments and kind of weld them together. Or I would do more of a windy road if I were you. I would come in here and just kind of give myself a windy road, maybe like this. All right, so now I've got a windy road. So that windy road can be then, you can come in and do an offset on it because I did not cross myself. And we're going to delete the selected line. And we'll say, okay. So now I've got a windy road and that will cut. You might, let me delete this guy right here. You can make it smaller. Let me undo and undo. So if we don't want that big of an offset, which I think that one's was a little bit big. So let's come and grab it again. Here we go. Let's go offset and let's make it smaller. Let's do like 0.8 and say, okay. So that's better. I like that windy looking road better. Then you would delete this one. This guy right here, we can do him. All you got to do is add an offset to him. So same thing. Now, that right there will cut because it's got an open space. So this is where your vinyl would be. All right, it makes sense? As opposed to that straight line that you had in there, that wasn't going to work. Because all it was going to do was cut that straight. I mean, it's not a straight line. It was obviously a curvy line, but that one wasn't going to work. So you might, if you don't like that, you could probably come in and let's go into shapes and let's go to trims. I mean, you might think about doing this trim right here and just modify that trim. So we could shrink it together, first of all. And then we can come tap it. And we can make this one go way up. And this one can go way down. And this one could go. And then you can make it go back down. And then you can take two, make them go way, way down. So, I mean, those are some options for you. I get what you're trying to say, that, you know, you really thought you were going to go from here to here in 30 days and be good, right? But instead it's up and down and up and down and up and down. And then you could have your finish line go all the way up, which would be like this. Okay. So those are the options as I see it to how to make that one work. And then you would mirror it. So I would wait. I personally needed to see the whole thing before I could mirror it. No, I don't want that over the top of that, but I'll give you two options and I'll leave them on here. I'll shrink this one down. You can make it as big as you want it later. You pick which one you want, but then you can mirror it. Where's my mirror tool? Right there. Okay. So I'm going to go back and I'll save that again. So it goes back to the same spot and I'll send it back to you. All right, guys. What else we got today? Y'all got to see my meltdown. So, oh my goodness, things didn't work. I don't know why. It just wasn't playing. Things were not playing today. So I'm still not sure why that camera didn't want to work. Didn't want to talk to either of the platforms that I was using. It just didn't want to play nice in the sandbox. And I had it all ready and set up. The angles were ready to go. Oh, well. What else today, guys? If there's nothing else, then you will not see me next week because I will be in Bartlett. I will be home the next week. Okay. The next little bit's going to be kind of crazy and short unless there are questions. Yeah. So some days you just have a really good day. Today was one of those really good days. Let's see what we can do to mess with Cindy's mind. So the next few weeks are going to be very tricky just simply because we are getting ready for our dealer convention. And so there's a lot going on in the background. So things will be a little bit shorter possibly, but if you don't have questions, they'll be really short. But I do think I answered the two that came in this week. Hopefully, boy, that was weird. Are y'all still seeing me? My screen just kind of went and did a weird. We have storms going on today too. I guess I've got goblins today. I have no idea. I knew what you were saying. I got the feathers part. All right, guys. If there's nothing else, nobody has any questions, then I am going to say goodbye for today because I don't think I have anything else for you. My brain is going to go on to trying to figure out why my camera didn't work so it'll work the next time around. The first time around. So what frame is that on my PR1X? I have the magnetic 5x7 magnetic frame. So hold on, I'll show you. This is the Brother 5x7 magnetic frame. I use it quite a bit. It has 4 magnets and they have specific slots that they go in. You can't put them in wrong. It won't let you. And you just snap them on and pop them off. Ooh, that hurt in the air. I don't suggest doing it in the air. But it can just stay on it. It works on the 10, the 6, the PR1X. So it works on those 3. I just made myself bleed. Yay, raw. But that is the one that I have on there. You'll like it, Judy. It's a nice frame. It's you want to be careful. A trick that I'll tell you is if you have a metal stand, when you take your magnet off, you can slap it on your metal stand and it will stay there and it's easy to get off that way. You just pick it and pull it off. So that's usually where mine are, but evidently mine wound up on the side today. All right, guys, I'm going to go stop the bleeding first. Y'all have a great rest of your week and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.